Hey guys, and welcome to another Tekkit tutorial.
Yeah, we're gonna do RailCraft again.
Right, so this is another RailCraft video. We're just going to be doing a bunch of new things, some structure things, and some different cart systems.
We're gonna be coding machines this time, not the rails.
So right here is a cart dispenser. We'll show you all the uses in the second half of the video, but right now we're just going to do all the recipes.
Down there's a chest cart.
So the chest cart is pretty basic, get it from the main game. Here's a tank cart. You just put a tank on top of a regular cart.
And it stores liquids.
And here are the three tiers of Industrial Craft energy carts: Batbox, MFE, and MFSU.
And they all store the same amount of EU that they do on Industrial Craft.
Right, so we're going to have wood around a pressure plate to make a storage detector.
And I'll detect a storage cart.
So if you have rails running over it, it'll put out redstone when storage is in it.
Next, we're gonna build a tank detector.
Same deal, except it just detects when a tank has liquid in it.
And this one's for the energy ones. So
The energy one is buggy right now. It just detects when an energy cart goes over it, not the amount of energy or anything like that. So here's an item unloader. And if you put the thing above it, it's an item loader.
Yeah, it's just a inverse.
So all of the loaders and loaders, item, energy, liquid, all of them are just inverted recipes.
But I'll also show them to you guys.
Right, so the next one we're going to show you is the tank version of it, and it's a liquid loader.
Pretty cheap recipes. I definitely like that about this mod.
And here's the unloader, another inverted recipe.
Right, so here's the energy loader, I think. Oh, unloader.
And here's the energy loader. A little bit more expensive with all the redstone batteries, but it's still good.
Yeah, you have to use the ones that don't have the bar on them, so make sure you have those. And here's a new item. It's a Lavatron loader upgrade.
So this upgrade works a lot like the other upgrades in Industrial Craft, but as you can see, there's 4 slots in this case, in the energy loader.
Yeah, and this one's only for RailCraft. It doesn't work with other Industrial Craft machines.
So the Lavatron loader upgrade increases the amount it can hold by 1 million.
And you can have up to 9 of them, so up to 9 million.
10 million actually, because
Yeah.
it starts with 1.
Yeah, and then you can add the regular storage upgrades, which add 10,000 by themselves, and you can add a lot more of those too.
Sorry this part of the video is so laggy, but here you can see we've put in a transformer upgrade, and you only need one of those.
Because the energy loader can take up to 512, so with the other transformer, it can take up to extreme power.
So any of the other 2, the overclockers and the energy storage, can be used in any combination with any amount.
Yeah, and they work the same way as in Industrial Craft.
Right, so now we're going to move on to a little more recipes. This next one here is a really useful machine. It helps you place rails and dig tunnels. It's called a tunnel bore.
Yep. Again, we'll show you how it works in a bit. And here's the iron head for it, and then the diamond head.
So these are just the tools that the tunnel board uses.
And here's the recipe we forgot to show last time, which is the rebar, and it's done in the rolling machine.
So something you can use rebar for is concrete blocks, which we're going to show you here.
And they're just decorative blocks, but they do look pretty cool.
The next thing here is a stone post, which works really well with the concrete blocks.
So these are the structure blocks from RailCraft.
So here you can see is just a wood post, just one wooden tie in the crafting table.
Yep, that's a really cheap recipe. And here's the metal post.
And keep in mind that's in the rolling machine as well.
Yep.
Definitely, if you find you ever can't get a recipe right, try between the rolling machine and the crafting table. It certainly messed us up a bunch of times.
Yep. So here's a structure we've built with concrete and the concrete posts.
And the blocks that are on top that are colored black and yellow are the concrete sort of CF spray pellet things from Industrial
Yeah,
Craft.
different construction from Industrial Craft, which we dyed to black.
And yellow for the little lines in the road.
So as you can see, we built a bridge that's broken off.
Something quick we forgot to mention is that you can dye the posts, the metal posts, a certain color if you put them in this recipe.
You can dye them any colors there's a dye for it. So you can get pretty creative with this stuff. One thing, guys, is that the reason we're in creative mode is because our map, regular map, got messed up, so we have to backdate it. But for this video, we'll be using this server, so we didn't want to get all the resources for it.
Yeah, so our map got corrupted. Just another reminder, save your maps. I'm sure we have it. We didn't have time to do it at the moment. So.
And here's just a little minecart going through the track.
So that's just a little bridge. You can get really creative with this kind of stuff.
Once you have the metal posts already placed, you can actually repaint them with the painter from Industrial Craft.
So this is a really great way to redo everything if you'd like.
If you don't like pink.
If you're not a fan of pink, you can always fix it. And here's the tunnel bore.
Obviously, the diamond head goes faster than the iron one.
So basically, when you right-click, you get a GUI here, and it shows you can put coal coke in as fuel, and you can put some rails in as well. You can also put some gravel.
You get the GUI by right-clicking on the back side, not the front side.
Right, so you can put the head in here, and the diamond head, of course, goes faster than the iron. You put your rails in here, and there's a spot for gravel and fuel, and the fuel is coal coke.
Yeah. With what it uses gravel for is to, if there's any holes on the ground, it'll actually fill them with gravel, and it just places rails as it goes too.
So basically what this thing does is it'll dig in a tunnel, and this isn't a very good example because there's no blocks in front of it, but it'll dig a 3x3 tunnel and place track as it goes. And if there's a hole, of course it'll throw down gravel and fill the hole.
It'll also damage players and mobs if they're standing in front of it.
So you can make some pretty cool traps with it as well.
A very, very slow and painful death.
Here's one of our little tunnels that we've made just to show you how it can dig.
And it'll only go once it has the coal coke inside of it.
Now you may be wondering how you're supposed to get a ton of coal coke to do this, and we have the perfect build for that to show you in a second.
So now we're just gonna see it dig through the wall. It's pretty slow, but gets the job done.
It's it's not the fastest thing, but it really does work all the time. So if you just leave it for a few hours or maybe an hour or two, or even maybe just 20 minutes, it can get pretty far.
Yeah. As you can see, it's laying gravel there to fill the hole that we already made.
So there you go.
So it's a tunnel bore, and we'll be moving on now.
Just watch out for lava when you're on the sub 16 level area, because it'll drop gravel into lava, and that won't be very good.
Right, here we have an energy loader, and it's just connected to an MFSU, getting power.
Now the loaders always go above the track like this, and the unloaders always go right underneath the track.
If you see those three little dots, you want them to be facing the minecart.
Right, so here's our unloader, and like I said, there are different settings here. Wait till empty, and you can do all kinds of different things with the loader as well. So you can wait until it's full, or you can just make it keep going back as it gets power.
Yeah. So it's just gonna transfer energy to the other one. We only shows the bat box one because it holds only 40,000 EU, because we don't want to wait for the 10 million EU. So yeah, you just have to put the three dots facing the actual minecart, and then it will start to fill it.
Right, so if you stand on top and hold shift, you should be able to get the thing facing the bottom. And now it'll start to fill it up.
As you can see, it's almost filled, and I'll go to the unloader.
If I unclick wait until full, it'll just go right away. As you can see, we've put overclocker and transformer upgrades in here.
And for the unloader, you want it to be the three dots. You still want it to be facing the track.
And you can just unload it right into an MFSU.
And they do send a redstone signal once they're done, so that the cart can keep going. So you don't need an external source of power for it.
Here's a cart dispenser. When you power it with redstone, it'll put out a cart, and if the cart hasn't gone anywhere, then you can actually pull back the cart back into it. If not, it'll go on whatever is powering it. So as you can see, if I just click it again, you can put it back inside, and this is really, really good if you want to make some setups for holding carts and having a good rail system between areas.
And it works with any kind of carts.
So as you can see, you can make some pretty dangerous things with the TNT carts.
Right, so now we have an automatic coal coke system.
This also gets the creosote oil as well.
So to get the coal coke, you just have to place minecarts going on the sides.
Right, so the coal coke comes in from the sides, and you get unloaders to put them into the, or actually, sorry, loaders to put them into the, from the coal coke machines into the carts.
So yeah, this unloader is getting the coal coke from the minecart into this chest. And you can choose how many you want it to get off. You can either choose a percentage or an exact amount.
Right, so for the coal coke ovens, from the sides, you unload the coal coke. From the top, you unload the, you put in coal, I believe, and from the bottom, that's where you get your creosote oil.
As you can see, our loaders have the same GUI, so you can just select the amount you want to put in.
And we've got it set so that it waits for it to be full, and it waits for a coal coke to be produced, and then it grabs it and brings it back.
Yeah, we don't want it to be waiting for a full stack or a full inventory.
So this bottom setup is for our creosote oil, and the top up here is for loading coal into the top.
Yep. And those ones are just the same thing.
So we just have a loader here to put into our chest, and then we have unloaders on the top.
Yep. So it's just, this one's the reversed, but the creosote oil one's the same as the coal coke one.
As you can see, these loaders and unloaders hold an inventory, so when they can't directly put it in, they can put it in for sort of temporary storage. As you can see, there's 37 coal there. And obviously, if maybe there's not a cart, if it runs out of coal, then that 37 will be put into the coke oven. So that way you don't need to keep coming back quite as often.
Yep. And it is a slow process, so you can just leave it there for a while.
Right, so here's our liquid loader and unloader setup here.
Yep. So we use there used to be an oil pool over there, but it already drained.
So there are a couple settings for the liquid loader, and you can wait for it to be empty or wait for it to be full.
And again, the loaders go on the top, and underneath we have a tank cart.
And now that I've set wait till cart is full false, it should just send the cart right off after.
And it's now going to start unloading until the cart is empty.
Right, so you can wait until it's empty, or you can just decide to put, maybe bucket by bucket, whatever you decide. We like to keep it so that you unload when it's empty, and if you don't quite have enough when it's full, then you can just go right away.
So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed.
We're going to be doing another video on signals, hopefully in the next little while. But thanks very much. Comment, rate, subscribe, and we'll see you guys.
See you guys.